Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ben, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you guys how I do my everyday base routine. So I like to keep things on a more natural side. I don't like to do too heavy of makeup on my face usually. Like I will do like drag makeup on my eyes, but then the rest of my face I like it to look pretty natural. I used to be that sort of bitch that would just put tons of foundation, tons of concealer, bake for 20 minutes, mad bronzer, contour, no blush. Like I was one of those. And then like matte highlighter, and it just looks like bad. Like, and in person on anybody, like I don't care who you are, if you're wearing that much makeup, it's not gonna look good. So I just like to keep things a lot more natural, thinner layers, the least that I can do to look as full coverage as I need, if that makes any sense. So like I don't put a crap ton on just because I think I need it. I like will sit and build it up so that it ends up looking more natural in the end, and it's not as thick and cakey on my skin. So no base routine starts out with no products on your face beforehand, because that would just make you look crazy. So I'm gonna start off, I'm just gonna spray my face with a little Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. Just get my face a little wet to prepare my skin for the makeup. So now I'm gonna go in with the MAC Strobe Cream in the shade Pink Light, and I'm just gonna put this all over my face. I like to put a lot on because I like the way it makes my makeup look after I put it on top of it. Oh, and it just looks a lot better in my opinion. So just putting this all over my face, anywhere that any foundation's gonna go. Now I'm gonna go in with the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer, and this is really good for if you have large pores or any lines. It'll help smooth them out. And I put this mainly on my T-zone, so like my forehead, my nose, and not like my chin really, because I don't really need it there, but basically just my forehead and my nose. Just really helps smooth everything out. So now that that is all blended in, I'm gonna go in with my new favorite foundation. This is the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Full Coverage Foundation, and I use the shade F8. At first I thought this was gonna be really light, but then I realized I've just been using foundation that's too dark for me, and I didn't realize it. So I just like to do like a stripe on both my cheeks, and then maybe a little more. And then I'll blend this out and see what it gives me. And then I will build it up from there, because I realized I used to just build it up, like just cake it on, and then it would be too much and I'd look bad. So I don't like to do that anymore. I just really like a little natural skin moment. There's this girl I follow on Instagram, and I think her name, I think it might be Julia Adams, MUA. Her skin is just always so like perfectly like smooth and radiant, and she looks like she has like glass skin all the time, and it just looks like, oh, like it looks so good. And like basically I just want to have her skin like on my face. And I also don't like too much foundation on the forehead. I don't know about anybody else, but like I will get lines that look like psychotic, and if you don't like blend them every 5 minutes, regardless of how much setting powder I use, it just ends up looking a lot nuts. Not even a little nuts, like a lot nuts. So I don't like to use that much on my forehead. It just doesn't sit well on my skin for some reason there. It sits well basically everywhere else. Just, ooh, gotta get my ears. Okay, and now I'm just gonna look closely in the mirror and assess my skin, because I just want to make sure I got everything covered that needs to be covered. That's honestly enough coverage, and I literally just used a couple stripes, because I used to literally, when I say I would do like double that, just I would pile drive it on my face. And I don't know why anybody would ever compliment me, because I never used to like blend my bronzer or my contour or anything. Like it would just look really bad. But now I'm just doing a couple lines under my eyes, and I'm using the Fenty concealer. This concealer, when I tell you, it is the best concealer I think I have ever used. It is, I'm not lying to you. It's just so lightweight, but yet so full coverage, and it just really makes your skin look like healthy. It doesn't like over dry you or anything like that. Now I'm just taking my beauty blender, and I'm gonna blend this out. And I like doing my face before my eyes, because I like getting a little messy, because like I bring it up the inner corner on my eyes and stuff like that, because like I feel like when you do your eyes first, it's kind of hard to do your concealer because you're like trying so hard to avoid your eyes. That looks crazy good. It's just so smooth. It's so like pretty. I don't know how to describe it. It's just like angelic. Like Rihanna's out here making me look ethereal. And I really want to try the foundation. I just heard that it's like it oxidizes a lot, so you know, don't like that the most. I kind of hate that, but you know, it's worth a shot because everything oxidizes on me anyway. So I might just get a little lighter shade because I did hear that the formula itself, other than that, are really good. So, and then for the center of my nose, I just like to really blend it out. I hate a harsh line down the middle, you know. Now I'm gonna go in with the Kat Von D Loose Translucent Powder. I'm just setting my forehead with my Morphe E52 brush, which is so good. I love this brush. And I don't like to take too much powder. I like to do enough to the point where it sets it, but not like too much to the point where it starts looking like crazy cakey. I'm just setting my cheeks. And the thing with this is you're just gonna wanna press, don't rub. You can rub after you apply your initial layer, but do not rub it as you're applying it, because then it'll just make your skin look really like coagulated. Now I'm going in with my Maybelline Fit Me Loose powder, and I use the shade 05 Fair. My skin on my under eyes, when I use it just looks like crazy good. So I'm just gonna take this on my beauty blender and pack it full of it, and then I just take the back of my hand and do that because I hate too much powder on the under eyes. Now I'm just gonna blend out my under eye a little bit, and then set it with the Maybelline powder and just really press it in. And this will just also help with like the smoothness level of your skin. It'll really help it look really just like snatched and amazing. I promise overdoing it with the powder is not it. I don't know whose skin can handle it, but mine would always look like crepey. And I don't know about you, but I'm all set with having crepey under eyes, so. Just blending it out again and packing the powder on. And I'm also gonna set the sides of my nose a little bit and in between my eyebrows. Love. Okay, so my face is all set and packed down to the ground. So this is basically what I do for concealer, foundation, and powder. But now we have to move on to the important things. So I'm gonna move on to bronzer. This bronzer is the Forever Sun Kiss bronzer by e.l.f. And this is the best bronzer I've actually ever found, like word to everything. I don't think I've ever found a bronzer that blends as easily. So I'm just putting a decent amount of this on my Crown BK7 brush. This is a mineral powder brush, and this is the best bronzer brush I think I've ever found. I got it when I was in aesthetic school, and it's lasted me a while. I've had it since like the end of the year in 2017, so when it is now middle of 2019, so yeah, it's pretty good. And I'm just gonna blend this up and just do small circular motions. Do you see how like blended though that looks? It just looks so pretty and like airbrushed, and I just love this bronzer so much. If I was ever gonna marry a product, it would be this e.l.f. bronzer, period. So I'm just blending this in my bronzing areas, and I have stopped actually using contour like completely because I don't like the way it looks. I like a little bronze moment. So I just blend this absolutely everywhere. And it just looks so like, oh, like I love the way it makes me look. Like I just look so crazy good. Like I can't even deal. And then I'll just blend it from my forehead to the other line that we made, just to make my face look a little bit more cohesive. And I have stopped contouring my nose actually, like officially. I literally just take some bronzer on my brush and just do this because it just looks a lot more natural and not as chiseled. And my nose looks so weird when I contour it. Like I can't even explain it. I have these little ridges right here because like people say I have like a button nose, so it's like a little circle on the tip, and it just looks like weird. Like it looks like you can see the little lines in it, so I can't like cover those completely. So it's like, I have a nice nose anyway, so why would I want to cover that up with contour and it won't even look good? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. One thing that I still do though is I take my Morphe E16 brush and I dip it into my BH Cosmetics contour palette and take these two lightest shades, and I take this right at the sides of my nose, and this basically will do the like contour aspect of it without me having to actually sit here and freaking like try and carve this thing out. I also love blush now. I used to hate blush. I go in with my Stilazzi Bahamas blush palette, and I got this at IMAX, and like I honestly was just like whatever, because like the saleswoman was really good at her job and she like got me to buy it. She was like, you need this. I was like, do I though? I did. These three blushes right here that aren't shimmery, whoa, they go stupid, they go dumb. They're so pigmented, but like they're not like overly to the point where you're just like, whoa. So I usually just mix the shades Tropic and Flamingo together, and we'll add a little Mai Tai in there too, and I will tap it off because it's really pigmented, and then I just put it right here on my cheeks, and I blend it absolutely anywhere and everywhere. I just really like, oh, it just makes me feel like I'm brought back to life. So I just blend that everywhere, and it honestly shocks me that I ever actually once like hated blush, because blush is like my absolute favorite part of my routine now. And then I'll just take a little bit on my nose just to make it like cohesive with the rest of my face. And then I will also take my powder brush and just go over it a little bit and just make sure it's really diffused and blended nicely, because too much blush makes you look like an old granny, which we're not going for. Now I'm gonna wipe off the bake on my nose with the powder brush, just a little bit. I'm gonna go in with my Doll Light Like a Diamond highlighter on my Morphe M504 brush and put this on the high points of my face. This is the best highlighter I've ever used. It's from the UK and it costs like 20 something dollars with shipping. So like, I am not mad at it, and it just like, it looks like wet. It's so good. Like there's no highlighter I've ever found that like will do my skin this good. And plus, like, I have really like textured skin on where I highlight. Nowhere else, just there. It really does it for me. It really helps. Ooh, girl, that looks crazy good. And then I like to take on this brush also just a little bit, and I'll put it on the little high point of my eyebrows. This is the finished base routine. So I'm going to go off camera. Actually, I'm not gonna go off camera. I'm gonna go on camera, but change my shirt a little bit and do a makeup look, but not including the base. And I will come right back and I'll show you the finished look. And that's the look all complete. Sorry, I suck at editing and I didn't make a proper outro, but this is just me trying to look cute, and then this is the finished look. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in my next video.